Chapter 13, Trouble with Flowers. It's the night of the holiday concert when we sing about Santa and dreidels and Kwanzaa. The best part is getting a new dress. I stand in front of a mirror looking at my dress and my first shoes with a heel on them, thinking about the shopping day I had with my mom. We even went to AC Peterson's for lunch. I like how she stayed with me in a booth instead of having to go wait on other people. I love to sing, but I don't like our music teacher, Miss Molden. Max calls her Minefield Molden because you never can tell when she'll blow up over something. Oliver calls her that too, but he acts it out by leaping into the air and yelling, Muldoon! As he lands on the floor and rolls. He doesn't stop though. He goes from a roll right to his feet again, like a cat in a cartoon. Shay is making fun of Albert because his clothes don't fit. What's with the pants, Albert, she says. Did you get that outfit in the third grade? Keisha whips around fast. Why do you always try to pull people down, she asks. Because some people deserve it, that's why, Shay answers. Deserve to be pulled down? Really? Keisha asks. Albert straightens his tie, which is the only part of his outfit that fits. He's even wearing his sneakers with the back cut out. You know, he says, logically, if a person was to pull another down, it would mean that he or she is already below that person. Keisha lets out a laugh so loud that Miss Muldoon shoots her a look. Keisha covers her mouth and tries to squelch the sound. That is perfect, Albert. Man, you really are a smart dude. She turns to Shay. You, on the other hand, are so low you could play tennis against a curb. Shay's eyes narrow, but before she can say anything, Miss Muldoon appears and tells us to line up. For the spring concert last year, before I had a growth spurt, I had to stand in the front row. I liked when Travis called me a dime among pennies, but this year, I get to stand towards the back of the line with the taller kids, right next to Keisha. I look over at her. I love how she stuck up for Albert. She had the guts that I didn't in the cafeteria. I wish I could be braver. We all stand, waiting to file into the auditorium. Oh, Miss Muldoon, I love your dress, Shay says. Miss Muldoon lights up like a bulb. Why, thank you, Shay. Your parents have raised such a nice young lady. Oh, thank you very much, Miss Muldoon, Shay smiles. But when she turns away towards Jessica, she rolls her eyes and she keeps glaring at Keisha. I decide I won't think about how mad she makes me, and I'll think instead about how all the girls get to carry a bouquet of flowers. That's the good news. The bad news is that they have been donated by Jessica's father, the florist. It's nice of him, but Jessica hasn't stopped bragging about it. Miss Muldoon walks down the line, handing out the most beautiful bouquets I have ever seen, like the ones that brides carry. Dark red ribbons that wind around the stems like a barbershop light pole. Ribbons dangle from the bottom, too. She hands my bunch to me, and I smile, thinking of how much my mom will love to see me with them. Keisha leans in to smell them and runs her fingers over the top of the flowers. Then one of the white buds falls off and bounces off the top of her shiny black shoe. Miss Muldoon is there in a second. What do you think you're doing? I just... Miss Muldoon grabs the flowers from Keisha's hand, and Keisha looks up. No, please don't. I didn't mean... These flowers are a gift, and if that's how you're going to treat a gift with a complete lack of respect and gratitude, then you, Keisha Almond, will be the only girl without flowers. But Miss Muldoon, Keisha says, I really didn't. I think it was an accident. What do y'all think? Miss Muldoon holds up her hand like she's stopping traffic. I don't want to hear it. You will have no flowers, and perhaps you will remember in the future how a lady behaves. See, Shay says to Jessica, people do get what they deserve. I stand behind Keisha, but I wish I could see her face. I wait for her to say something back, but Keisha doesn't say anything. Although I can't see her cry, I hear her sniff, and I see her brush her cheek with her fingertip. And I watch a mind movie of me being the only girl without flowers marching in to see all the parents. And the look on my mom's face. Sorry, I dropped the book, y'all. I lost the place. Give me a second. The look on my mom's face and how she'd be the only sad parent in a sea of smiling ones. And how I'd feel like I was less than everyone else. No one should ever feel like that. I feel my fingertips dig into the center of my bouquet to separate the thick stems. It takes some twisting to work half the flowers out of the fancy ribbon, but I put some muscle into it. Stems crack and leaves and petals fall, spinning in the air and landing all around my shiny new shoes. Miss Muldoon has turned around to stare. Her mouth is open wide for a bird to build a nest in. I hold her gaze as I hand half the flowers to Keisha. Well, she can have some of mine, then. In the end, neither of us had flowers when we walked into the auditorium, but we had bigger smiles than anyone else. That her doing that shows that she really is a good person, and she cared about other people. She didn't want Keisha to be the only one that didn't have flowers, so she was going to share, but it ended up neither one of them did.